If you're just launching an MSP or thinking about launching an MSP, or you just launched your MSP, this is the video for you. I am exposing everything, tools, tricks, all the information I've ever collected in this video. This is going to be a long video. My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com, and I help MSPs grow and become a much, hopefully 6, 7, 8-figure business. I've taken several from 6 to 7 and a couple from 7 to 8-figure businesses, and I want you to do the same. So this video is going to lay out everything. Before I get into today's video, I do want to mention 2 things. Number 1, my masterclass. There's a link down below. It is full of vital information, and it is going to help you make significantly more money and be more profitable in the MSP world. There is a link down below. Number 2, everything, and I mean everything, I cover in this video is going to be in the video description. Links, resources, tips, tricks, all of that down in the links below. It's all there. So let's get into it, right? You're just starting out your MSP, and an MSP is a managed service provider. It is the Navy SEALs of Geek Squad, essentially. It's the top of the top, and typically MSPs do mainly 2 different things: preventative maintenance and remote support for businesses. A business has an issue, they pick up the phone, they call it in, they put a ticket online and say, hey, I need help. And preventative maintenance, making sure that systems don't just go down randomly. That is really, really important, because businesses typically all use computers at this point. I'd be shocked if you found a business that doesn't use a computer at all. It's important for these businesses to consistently run and work in the most efficient way possible, so that way they can maximize their employees and ultimately don't have to worry about a server going down, a hack, and potentially even worse things. I've already mentioned a ton of those in my videos. So that is an MSP and what an MSP does. But let's get into it. I'm just referring to my notes here. Now that we know what an MSP is, there are tons of tools that you just need. You have to have these tools in order to succeed with your MSP. So I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to start going through them. So the first thing you're going to need is some kind of antivirus. I know it sounds crazy, but the first thing you're going to need is a antivirus that you could roll out for all of your customers, including yourself. You have to be protected. You can't help other people if you can't help yourself. I was a fireman for 10 years, and that is the number 1 rule that we live by. You cannot go out and do anything else in the fire department world if you can't help yourself first. So make sure that you're protected. The 2 that I like and I am well familiar with is ESET and Bitdefender. It doesn't mean they're the only ones on the market. These are just the ones that I have experience with. There are tons of other resources. Don't feel like at any point you need to just only use what I'm recommending. I'm just recommending softwares that I've used, interacted with, talked to the company, seen a demo on. That is all I'm doing. There are plenty of resources out there. And if you're like, I don't know where to go find resources, watch the video just before this. I talk about all the seminars, where to spend your time educating, who to bump elbows with, how to go bump elbows with those people. That way you can progress further and further. But the number 1, you got to protect yourself. You got to have some level of cybersecurity in place and antivirus protection, which is going to be Bitdefender or ESET. Next is going to be your backup and data recovery. You have to roll this out for all your clients. If you don't, this is going to happen. You're not going to have hair. It causes way too much stress. It's a joke. All right. I shaved my head on purpose. But you got to have at least some level of backup out there. So I like Acronis. Other people use Datto. I've used them both. There are tons of resources out there. Pick the one that you like the most. I'm just giving you a couple different options. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. Although, if you do know any of these companies and they would like to sponsor my channel, please let them know. I would love to be sponsored by them. This is just free. This is all free, giving it all away. So Acronis or Datto are going to be probably the 2 biggest ones out there, but there's a bunch out there. Depending on what you like or what kind of business you're going to be setting up or how you're going to be setting up, you have to roll out backup. Now, you're going to be backing up, for the most part, servers, but computers, NASs, network attached storage, whatever it is, but you have to have some level of backup. If you choose to use the cloud, that's a different story, but there's still tons and tons of businesses out there with a physical computer in their office, or better yet, server in their office, or they're saving all of their stuff locally on a computer. So if their computer goes down, they have nothing. The reason why this is really important is because God forbid something does happen. Somebody brings in a device that isn't supposed to be on the network, right? Phone, maybe it's a hacked phone, maybe it's a drive, maybe it's a computer. They plug it in and all of a sudden a virus starts taking off. You can stop it there. Yes, your antivirus may have missed it. There are professional hackers out there that their only job is to hack businesses. You need to have it backed up in one way or another to make sure things don't go awry. So I like Datto, I like Acronis. They are really, really good softwares to use, and they're going to help you tremendously. Now, this is going to be your bread and butter, your RMM, your remote monitoring and management, and I will couple that with your PSA, your professional service application, as many people call it. And these two are going to be your bread and butter. This is going to allow you to monitor computers and see what's going on, whether a drive's failing, logs are getting out of control, whatever it may be. It's also going to give you the ability to click and log into somebody's computer and be able to make the adjustments. Now, if you're new to the space and you're like, I'm just going to log into somebody's computer, first, they're probably going to be giving you permission. Second of all, you're doing this for businesses. You should not see anything that's like totally obscure. Will it happen? Probably. But for the most part, you're not going to be logging into computers that have this weird stuff on it. It's mainly going to be like office tools. It's going to be like industry specific software. So don't think you're going to be jumping onto somebody's computer and seeing what they're doing. Now, there are people out there in the MSP world that want to do, we'll call it the private sector, which is going to be mainly like residential homes. I would avoid that at all costs. It's not that they don't deserve help. Best Buy does a great job with Geek Squad. Focus on the businesses. Why? They have a lot more money to spend. 2, you can actually go do it and you're not going to get 1,000 phone calls. And typically, somebody at home is going to say, my screen's all black. I don't know what happened. Well, have you tried plugging it in? I swear to God, that is most of the problems out there. So you have to have some kind of RMM and PSA tool. Just a couple that I like, that I've seen demos on, that I think are really good. Enable with Splashtop. Splashtop is going to allow you to go in and do the work itself as a PSA tool. ConnectWise is kind of an all-encompassing tool. It's been around the longest. It has the least sexy appearance, but it has the most amount of features. It's what I started in the business with. It is a fantastic tool. It definitely doesn't pop and shine, but it is so good at what it does. It's a little expensive, but it's really, really good at what it does. And last but not least, Atera. They do a fantastic job. It's a really cool platform from what I've seen so far. It looks amazing, and it's just, I don't know, I kind of like the tech approach to it. This is probably one of the more sexy and cool looking softwares. Figure out what works best for you. They all have pricing. Sit through a demo on all of them. I can't recommend any of them. Once again, if any of these companies want to sponsor me, we should talk because they're all great. And there's so many other amazing tools out there that you can use. But this is going to be your bread and butter, that RMM, remote monitoring and management, and that PSA professional services tool that you are going to be using all day, every day. It is probably going to encompass 99% of your workday outside of sales. The other stuff is simple and easy, but these tools make up the bread and butter. Once again, there are plenty of tools out there. These are just ones that I'm familiar with. There's only so many demos I can sit through in a week as I progressively go through and learn as many tools out there as possible, so that way I can recommend the best ones out there. Next is going to be documentation. You need to have some level of documentation. Why? Because at some point or another, you are going to bring on employees and you forget things. Last I checked, you and I are both humans. We are not ChatGPT. We are not AI. We are not robots. We have brains. Unfortunately, brains are really good at forgetting things. So you can't go on your phone and check your notes every single time. You have to have a place where you can store data, specifically usernames, passwords, email addresses, sensitive data. Your PSA tool or RMM is going to be able to do a lot of that data storage as far as what was done, but having a separate, dedicated, multi-factor authenticated platform is going to make your life a million times easier. I have used IT Glue before. There are plenty of them out there that you can use, but it's just a great software. Use whatever you'd like, but you have to document. In the MSP world, documentation is key, especially if you're getting into the Alphabet Club. HIPAA, FINRA, the list goes on and on. Or if you're getting into government contracts or government entities and you're getting government funding in one way or another, they are going to expect you to have every single thing you do documented to a T. The amount of time, the hours, what was done, what was removed, what was added, the whole nine. Because why? I don't know why. The government loves that stuff. So leverage these tools to cover your butt, or CYA, cover your, you could figure out what A means, right? Now that we've covered the tech stack of actually going out and doing the work. Now, and I do want to address one thing. I did see somebody that said, hey, your stuff is just pitching these softwares. This is not a pitch. I don't work for any of these companies. You need these tools to succeed in the MSP world. If you think you're going to drive up to somebody's house and get out and go fix every single computer issue, especially when you could fix it remotely, this is probably not the YouTube channel for you. You need to be able to work remotely, be able to manage hundreds of computers at once, hopefully, and start building a team so that way you can scale and get to that 7-figure mark that everybody dreams about, because it is an amazing accomplishment. And that's when you, as the business owner, you get to start getting paid bigger checks. It's quite nice. So you have to leverage these tools. Now, the next part of this is tools that I recommend, and we're going to dive through it. I'm sure you've probably seen them, but these tools are going to make your life significantly easier. And I have even more information on that. So if you've made it this far in the video, I do want to ask two things really quickly. If there's another tool that you use, please leave a comment down below. I'm always looking for new tools. I'm always looking to go through different demos, talk to different companies, and I'm always looking for sponsors, right? Double wink there. And the other thing is, if you've gotten this far and you've gotten already a ton of value, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, notification bell. I really appreciate it. I work really hard on these videos. It's Saturday night. I want to go out just like everybody else, but I want to make sure that you guys have the absolute, and it's Memorial Day weekend, or Labor Day weekend, sorry. I want to go out with everybody else too. But I love you guys, and I want you to win. So I'm making sure I get this video done so you guys can crush it on a Sunday morning when I plan to release this. That's the kind of person I am. I feel like it's important for you guys to know about that. So let's get into the next set of tools. You're going to need some level of accounting. Doesn't matter what it is, but you can't run your accounting off of a Acronis or Splashtop or anything like that, or even ConnectWise. You have to do billing outside of that. The best way to do that, in my opinion, is QuickBooks. If you don't like QuickBooks or you're an anti-QuickBookser, Xero is another one. Once again, these are all just recommendations, but you have to have a way that you can send invoices, bill people on a monthly basis, the best thing in the world, or an annual basis. You need a system that can do that. Both of these can do it. There's tons of other tools out there. Honeybooks, whatever you choose, pick one that works for you. These are just what I've used in the past. I like them both. I personally use QuickBooks for my own business as a digital marketer, which by the way, my website is getting redone, growth-generators.com. It's going to be amazing, but you have to have some kind of setup where you can do everything. You need to get involved with some kind of accounting software. That way you can see how much money you're taking in, how much money you're spending, your expenses for computers, for hardware, such as this solid state drive that I haven't installed on my computer yet. The list goes on and on. You have to have this. And when you go hire an accountant, they are going to have way more hair than I do because you're already using it because you've already watched this video. So you're going to just have to use them. It stinks, but it's all about collecting that money. That's what we do at the end of the day. This is what it's going to allow you to do. Next is a CRM, a customer relationship manager. Now, I personally love Go High Level. It's something I've been using. I am an affiliate of this company. I do want to mention that. I do use it for my entire business. There's a link down below if you'd like to get it. It's fairly cheap. If you want to be hooked up and I'll hook you up with some stuff, reach out to me directly, hbaron@growth-generators.com. I'll set you up with Go High Level, and it is a absolutely phenomenal product. Now, if you don't like Go High Level, there is HubSpot, there's Salesforce, there's Zoho, there's Pipedrive. I could just whip them all out and name them all. Just pick one that you like. Pick one that fits your budget. Pick one that you're comfortable with. If you want to use me as a resource, I would recommend Go High Level. If you need help with it, then you can reach out to me directly. But that's Go High Level for you. You need a customer relationship manager. Now, this customer relationship manager is going to set you up for success completely down the road. So choosing this is all of these for the most part, but choosing a CRM, a customer relationship manager, is a vital backbone of your entire business, because it's going to be how you communicate with new prospects, talk to new prospects, put them in marketing funnels, which I've already made a video on. And if you want a marketing template, you can go down below. There's a link in the description. That's what this is all for. You have to have these. If you don't, you're going to be like most MSPs, sitting around waiting for your phone to ring for an eager customer to spend money with you. Sometimes it might be a 6-month sales cycle or a 1-year sales cycle, and you've met 3 or 4 times with them. You need to refer back to your notes. You don't want to put that in ConnectWise. ConnectWise is after they're already a customer. This is before they're a customer. Keep that in mind. All that communication that goes back and forth. And when you have a sales team, as opposed to just a service team, your sales team might want to refer back to potential leads that you lost, potential connections that you might have that you can leverage. Whatever it may be, this is going to be what a CRM does. Not specifically Go High Level. It's kind of uniform across the industry. Pick what you like. Once again, Go High Level, HubSpot, Zoho, Salesforce. I almost said ConnectWise, but that's not one of them. Pipedrive. The list goes on and on. Pick one that works for you. After that, you are going to need some kind of project tool. Now, ConnectWise and some of these other RMMs or PSA tools have some kind of project built into them. Personally, I love ClickUp, and other people like Monday.com, Tomato, regular coffee versus decaf coffee. There are tons of them out there. If you look up project management platform, there are so many. There's another one called Airtable. I didn't want to give you guys a million links to go through. I like ClickUp personally. It's a fantastic software. I do believe that they also have like a free version of it. Monday.com is fantastic. A lot of people use Basecamp. There's plenty of them out there, but you have to be able to track your work, your onboarding process, project work that's going to come in, whether or not they want to swap out their server, go to the cloud, add new ports, change out their switch, whatever it may be. Project work should be going in this. Can you use Excel? Yeah, you could, but it's just going to be too much of a headache. The nice part is these have an app for you. Most of these have an app for you, but this has an app for you. You can go in, take care of all that kind of stuff, and track it and see where things are going, assign team members to it. It's way more advanced than just an Excel sheet. I can't recommend it enough for you. Next, we have to have some collaboration tools, and that, in my opinion, is going to be Office. Now, you can use Slack. There's plenty of other softwares out there. The nice part about Office is you're probably already going to be selling it. You're probably already going to be using it and managing it yourself. There's a thing called Microsoft Teams. It is a fantastic collaboration tool. You need emails, Office. It's the go-to. If you don't want to buy directly from Microsoft, there's a company out there called Pax8. They are a reseller. They provide fantastic support. So if you're not a Microsoft expert, it might not be a bad idea for buying it from them versus directly from Microsoft. Now, I will say, pro tip, if you have made it this far in the video, I got some amazing news for you. I've talked about a company called Ingram before. Ingram Micro. Google them. If you become a partner with Ingram Micro, where you buy all of your computers, I don't know if you have to hit a spend limit with them. They can sell you Microsoft directly. If you have an issue with your Microsoft account, you can pick up the phone and call Ingram Micro. They will help you directly. Some people like to do that. Some people want to buy it right through Microsoft. Some people prefer to buy it from a partner, which is Pax8 or some other competitor out there. Whatever you decide to do is totally fine. I'm not gatekeeping anything. I want to make sure that you have the best possible chance at success. So if you need some kind of tool to talk to other people, Microsoft is great, comes with Teams. You could use Slack, whatever you prefer. In my opinion, just use the tool that you already have. It comes with it. The nice part is it's just one less tool in your arsenal, because as you can see, there's a ton of tools up here that you will need to use at some point. You might not need them all at one time, but you are going to need them all at one point. Now we're going to talk about sales. This is the best thing in the world, because this is what most of my channel is on so far. You need to figure out how you're going to get your leads. So there's a ton of different information that you need to figure out in order to start to go out and get leads, deals, prospects, the whole nine. Now, I'm going to give you guys something amazing here, and I've already talked about it in other videos, but there's a thing called a buyer persona, and I highly recommend you go through this worksheet, because this worksheet is going to give you a blueprint, a template. Your dream customer is going to be right here when you go through this entire worksheet. This worksheet is going to detail everything, and I'm not going to hide it from you. I'm going to show it to you. There is a link down below to get mine. I only recommend mine because it is more thorough than anything I've found on the internet, and it helps because I know the MSP space. Your perfect client. We're going to play a game of make-believe. First name, last name, age, what they are, what gender they are, if they even have a gender, what city, state, country, county, whatever it may be. Think of your target client. If you want to focus locally, focus locally. If you want to focus nationally, focus nationally. The demographics of that person, what they've done for a living, their education levels, their income. And the reason this is important, and it keeps going, if you want to see page 2, there's a link down below. The reason this is so incredibly important is because this sheet is going to help you with everything as far as finding new clients, finding prospects, building your marketing material so you can go out and crush it. That's the most important part. You have to do this. That's why I put this part in the video. I could have put it at the end. You have to know exactly who you want to target. So when your hopefully dream client walks up to you and says, hey, who do you work with? You can label every single aspect of their business and who they are, the kind of person they are, where they hang out online, their age, the whole 9, what they've gone to college for, how long they've been in business for. The more information, the better, because you can take this buyer persona sheet. You can help build your website with it, all of your marketing materials. And when somebody says, who do you want to work with, or who do you want me to introduce you to, you can rattle through this whole list and it will make your life a million times easier. Now, I'm not saying you can't work with other companies that don't fit the buyer persona, but this is your dream client that is going to put, I wish I had some money on my desk, but all of the money in your pocket. Go through this. It took me forever. I have this for my YouTube channel filled out to the T. So I use it myself. Leverage it. It is a tool. I've spent dozens of hours perfecting these things. I want you to crush it online. I want you to crush it in your business. That's why I make these videos. You have to get a buyer persona sheet. There's a link down below. Go through the entire thing. It is absolutely worth its weight in gold. Now you're going to need leads. There's a software called Lead Scrape. There's Lead Gorilla. There's Zoom Info. I didn't pull these up. Lead Scrape scrapes the internet for their business information, their website, their phone numbers, who to contact. There are so many videos out there on how to go find leads. This is one that I particularly use. It's fantastic. It gives me the most beautiful Excel sheet with all of the information I want. I could scrape a whole city. I could scrape a whole county. It is just a fantastic product. I am not an affiliate of theirs. At least I don't think I am. I don't have an affiliate link, I don't believe. There is a link down below to this. But this is a great place to start. Once you fill out your buyer persona sheet, you can then plug this information into Lead Scrape, and Lead Scrape is going to give you essentially bricks of gold or Excel sheets full of gold that you can then go call. It is worth spending the time, energy, effort, and financial investment if you are not sure where to get leads. Now, I've already made videos about this, but if you are not sure where to go get leads, the best piece of advice I can give you is go link up with your local chamber of commerce. They are businesses specifically helping other businesses and the local community. It is worth joining. You are going to meet so many amazing people in so many different industries that they could become clients, they could become partners, they could just help your business. You could probably help their business. And they've already probably got established businesses, which is a gold mine because they can refer you out. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. By you going to Chamber of Commerce events, people are going to know you. They're eventually going to like you, and hopefully they're going to trust you to refer you out. But you have to have a way that you can go get leads. Yes, you can hammer away on Google. Law firms in Charlotte, law firms in New York City, law firms in Boone, North Carolina, accounting firms in San Diego. Whatever your perfect client is, you can go on Google. This just makes your life easier. I don't want you to think like trying to push something on people. I just like the easy way out. You can go do the hard work yourself. You will find probably similar information, but this just makes life a lot easier. Now you have to figure out how you're going to call them. Yes, you can use your cell phone. You can get a Google Voice number completely for free. You may not want to do that though. If you're going to cold call, I do want to mention the software that I use because I think it's important. There's a platform called Kixi. It is a great platform. You can load all your contacts in there, hit call, and you can start calling those people. Now, this is the most aggressive way to go find deals. You fill out the buyer persona, you scrape that data, you plug in a Kixie, you start calling these people. There's plenty of other softwares out there. There's CallRail, Phone Burner. There's plenty of them out there if you're going to cold call. I started using Kixie. I kind of like it. It's a cool little program. Makes life pretty easy. But you have to have a way of reaching out with these people. If you're just starting out, you're strapped for cash, your cell phone is probably going to be the best thing for you until you get established. Now that we've covered all of that, we have to talk about some marketing. We've talked about leads, how to get those leads. And if you're curious on how to make sales, you've got the leads, you think that you know all the tech, or you probably have all the tech knowledge, there's a link down below to my MSP Sales Pro Blueprint. If you are like, Harrison, this all makes sense to me, I have all of these tools, this is fantastic. This is my pitch, by the way. There is a link down below. I don't care if you buy it or you don't buy it. It is specifically there to turn you into a sales assassin. Most MSP business owners are uncomfortable talking about money, uncomfortable talking about sales, sending proposals, the whole nine. It is all inside there. Go click the link down below. It is well worth it. At least just read it. You might find something interesting. Check it out. Totally up to you. But you have to get, after you've kind of found these leads, it's important to do some kind of marketing. The marketing that I recommend is twofold. One, Google Ads. If you can run Google Ads specifically for IT firms in XYZ city or IT firms around XYZ city, run the Google ad. The second thing is Facebook ads. Facebook is typically cheaper because you're casting a wider net and hoping somebody wants to buy. Google is much more expensive per click because somebody's already searching those terms. They're going out, they're searching IT company near XYZ city, and hopefully you're going to show up with your Google ad. So I've pulled up Facebook ads. If you choose to use Facebook ads, I didn't pull up Google ads. I apologize here, but that is super important. You have to start building up that lead flow. If you're not getting out there networking, then you have to do something. That could be scraping data. That could be advertising. There's plenty of other ways. These are the most efficient cost versus time that you can do as a starting MSP business owner. You can do social media. You can do some basic levels of marketing. You can leverage YouTube. You can leverage your website, whatever platform you decide to use. You need to be able to post on all of these. I just pulled up Hootsuite here. It's a great little program. You can create content, post it out there. You could use TikTok, but you have to have some kind of social presence, especially as you're building it. As businesses get younger, meaning there are more business owners that are younger than older or newer than older, they typically, social media is a massive aspect of them going out and seeing, is your network closets clean? How is your staff dressed? Are they dressed professionally? As you can tell, I don't wear shirts that are dirty, messy, days old, the whole nine. You have to have a solid level of appearance. You don't have to be the most professional. You don't need a suit and tie, but you can't look like a disheveled mess. And companies look at that as a reference point to see if you're good. So if you're curious about posting online, Hootsuite's a great one. You don't necessarily need it unless you run a bunch of accounts, but it does make life a little bit easier. And that's it. The last little bonus tip is if you want to make a little more money or you're getting into the compliance space, there's a platform called KnowBe4. You can use it yourself. You can sell it. You could be a reseller of it. It is a great little platform to just teach people how to be data compliant, phishing, all that kind of stuff. If you're worried or you want to provide the highest level of support, white glove, the whole nine, KnowBe4 is a fantastic product to use. It's going to cover a ton of information. They have a bunch of stuff in there, but it's mainly for data security, cybersecurity, and helping companies not get hacked. You can offer that, especially if you're getting into the Alphabet Club. This is almost a requirement for most of them. So keep that in mind. It's a good starting point for your employees. But other than that, I have covered, I don't think there's anything I've missed. I'm just reviewing my notes here. Last but not least is long-term growth. You have to, once you roll out all of this, you start to build a team. If you're debating on a salesperson versus a service person, the best thing to do is look inside. This is down the road, by the way, but figure out what kind of person you are. Are you a better salesperson or are you a better service person? If you're a better service person, you should go look for a salesperson. If you're a better salesperson, start to look for a service person. You're going to get 3 different tiers. You're going to have tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. Tier 1, let's just paint the picture of the basics. Tier 2 is your intermediate, and tier 3 is your assassins. They are the highest tier. They deal with the most complicated issues. That's down the road, but you have to build in and at least know what is coming down the road for you. How you choose to charge is a whole nother area. I've already made a video on that, so definitely go check that out. I will leave a link down below because this video will be an hour or 2 hours long if I cover every single thing in thorough detail, but I at least want to give you the tools you're going to need for success. You have to go set up an LLC for yourself and start to make sales, start to build that business, get people interested, go network, bump elbows, call people, text people, start making those ridiculous TikToks that we all watch way too much of. That is what's going to help you become successful in the MSP world. But this is your basic tech stack, the tools that you need, how to use them, how to leverage them, so that way you can provide a fantastic service and still build a business. Because if you don't work on building the business and adding additional revenue so you can hire more people, you just created another job for yourself. That is the most important thing. All of these tools will help you scale so you can hire the right people and grow. And if you need help with sales training, there's a link once again down to my blueprint. And if you've made it this far, I pray you are gonna dominate that like button. You are gonna dominate that subscribe button, and you are going to smash that notification bell so that way you never miss an opportunity to grow your MSP. My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. If you want to work with me, I might put up a link down below. It's not going to be right when this video drops, but I love you guys. I appreciate the heck out of you guys for watching. I am now the fastest growing YouTube channel in the MSP space, teaching people MSP stuff out there. I cried when I saw it. I love you guys. I appreciate everybody for subscribing, following, watching, engaging. And if you like this kind of content, or if you want me to make another video, leave a link down below. There's also another link in the description. If you want to recommend a video, I'm happy to check that out as well. Other than that, I love you guys. I'll see you guys later. Have a great weekend. Have a safe and happy Labor Day. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.